Okay, so today is a bad day to have a bad hair day because it's Christmas Day. But I'm still going to record this festive thank you message because fuck was 2019 a tough year for me. And there are people I need to thank for helping me get through it. I don't want to dwell on the things that made this year terrible because that's not the point of this message. And I'm pretty sure the people I'm thanking know what they are, including mental and physical health issues, as well as professional and personal challenges that affected my finances, my self-esteem, and also my relationships with some people. And as cheesy as it might sound, it really was a transformative year also. I started some very valuable therapy, which is in no small part thanks to Cleve, who also checked in on me and made sure I was okay, and I do appreciate that as well. I formed new relationships and strengthened existing ones. I landed a more stable job. I have a much nicer house. Okay, it's not my house, I'm renting it, but I am very lucky to be here, especially if you think about the first houses I ever rented and lived in. I have a better understanding of myself. I took up new sports and interests, and I rekindled my interest in old ones. And so while I'm not explicitly celebrating Christmas Day this year with anyone, I have received one of the greatest gifts, and I do believe it is in the spirit of Christmas. It's just spread out over the entire year. It came in different forms from different people who have dragged me out of some of the darkest points in my life, not because I can't get through it or that I haven't gotten through it before, but because it was just another episode after another episode after another episode. And the short story is that I lost hope, and this made me irrational, difficult to deal with, especially in the first part of this year. So I would now like to thank at least some of the people who got me through it. And even being only some of the people, it's a pretty long list. So bear with me. I'm going to begin with Roz. Earlier this year, you dropped everything and sat at the end of my bed in silence and ate pizza while I slept just to make sure I was safe. Thank you so much for sticking around, seeing the good in me, listening without judgment or comparison, and for spending time with me just as a friend. Aline, I want to thank you also for your empathy, your kindness, your friendship, for including me in your wedding, which was beautiful, by the way, and I wish you all the happiness in the world. You definitely deserve it. It means so much to me that such a lovely person would want to be around me. Cleve, I cannot thank you enough for recommending a good therapist to me and for caring about me and checking in on me more generally. If I hadn't met you this year, I would not now be sitting here with more empathy for myself, as well as feeling more empowered to improve myself and to improve how I interact with people and the challenges in my life. Ian, I know you hate social media, but you are on my Facebook, so thank you very much for playing music with me and teaching me about music along the way. It has actually been a very important part of my recovery, so thank you for that. And also thank you for mowing my lawn and fixing things around my house that you know wouldn't have gotten fixed. Otherwise, I also really appreciate that. Will, I didn't expect it, but I am very grateful for your compassion, your understanding, and for carefully treading into my darkness when most others in your position would have remained quietly judgmental and dismissive. I know that sometimes you struggle to believe it, but I do think that you're a good person, just by virtue of the fact that you want to be one and you act on it. So, thank you. Alice and Paul, thank you for following up on me, sitting up with me, forcing me to come downstairs, inviting me to your house, and also forcing me to write a song. I didn't know I could write a happy song. although it is a bit of a piss take, until you forced me to. Bano, thank you for working behind the scenes to make sure I was all right, and for sending me flowers to remind me that I'm loved and lovable and to love myself. Heidi, thanks for stepping in when needed and making sure I was okay, and that includes taking me to the GP and listening to me when I was at my least fun time. I am aware that I still owe you lasagna. I haven't forgotten. You will get it. I promise. Adam, thanks for your understanding. You've turned up when I was at one of my worst times, and that didn't seem to faze you. So thank you for that. Thank you for your continued friendship. For reintroducing me to wall climbing. For spending time with me in general, even when I was a misery guts. Sam, thanks for helping me find a job at a company I feel I might be able to contribute to and grow in. And relatedly, thank you, ACT, for your advice and support. In that company, I'm incredibly sad you're gone, but I'm also incredibly blessed to know you regardless of work. Last but by no means least, thank you, Sarah, for being there during my darkest times and for being my cheerleader. You are my personal superstar. I hope to get to see you soon. And I know nobody really gives a fuck about the ukulele playing, except for you and me, so I'm only going to mention it briefly here in this message. Thank you in that respect also. If you've gotten to the end of this message and you wonder why some people haven't been mentioned, keep in mind that I've purposely kept some people out. I've tried to keep it very focused. That doesn't mean that other people haven't helped me. I've kept some people out purely because I really don't think they'd appreciate me posting about them on social media. I'm hoping Ian will still be okay with it, because I can't not mention how much music he's played with me. It really meant a lot. I would hope that people would still know who they are. The take-home message from this video is that I'm happy to still be here. Not just for you, but also for myself, which is a complete turnaround from the beginning of this year. And I credit everybody that's helped me, and I hope I'll be able to pay it forward to at least someone. So that's basically it. And I will end this message with a corny montage of those of you I explicitly mentioned here, whom I have photos of. Enjoy, or just skip it. It's up to you, obviously. Merry Christmas. Thank you for your comparison. Corny montage of those of you who I do have photos of and that whom. Thank you for your comparison. Find a job that was more mentioned. Keep in mind.